Hello again. I must apologise for vanishing in that way yesterday, but I've been roughing it a little. I do like to climb a mountain every couple of weeks, and I now have it in mind to sleep out in the open a bit this summer. I fear that I'm growing soft, you see. I want to draw attention to something which strikes me as pretty grotesque and unfair. I dare say that some viewers will remember 3 months ago when a man called Sam Melia was sent to prison for 2 years for inciting racially motivated criminal damage. The damage was putting stickers on lamp posts, and the racially motivated aspect was that these stickers expressed dislike of Jews and certain other minorities. For example, one sticker said, "Small hats, big problems." Another said, "Ask not what Jews can do for your country, ask what your country can do for Jews." These are revolting sentiments, of course, and indicate, to me at least, that Sam Melia does not like Jews. You will see Jews referred to in the comments here sometimes as small hats. It's a derogatory term. Of course, I do not like these sentiments, but it should hardly be against the law to say that you dislike or even despise this or that group. I know Indians who dislike Pakistanis and vice versa. I also know Caribbeans who dislike anybody at all from the Indian subcontinent. I've knocked around with Africans who dislike Caribbeans. I've met Muslims who dislike Jews and also Christians who dislike Muslims, together with 100 other variations on these various prejudices. This is all regrettable, but that somebody should be sent to prison for feeling this way, or even telling others that you feel that way, is absurd. Certainly, the law should come down very hard on those who incite or encourage violence. That's quite a different matter. But if we're going to lock up everybody who expresses dislike of some other population, then our prisons will soon be even fuller than they already are. After receiving a sentence of 2 years imprisonment for encouraging people to put up these stickers, which are, as I say, unpleasant but do not advocate violence, Sam Melia has now been forbidden to have any contact with his two young daughters. He is not allowed to have a photograph of them in prison. They are not allowed to visit him when his wife comes to see him, and he and his wife are forbidden from even discussing the children when she comes to visit. The ground for this move is that the authorities are supposedly afraid that if the little girls are allowed to visit their father, or he's allowed to have any dealings with them, he might try to encourage them to be racially prejudiced. I might mention that I have never in my life heard of such a thing happening to any Islamists, drug dealers, or terrorists. This seems to be a gambit dreamed up specifically for somebody who is on the right politically. Prison is supposed to be the punishment in itself. It is the loss of liberty which is the punishment, not any additional measures like preventing a man's family from coming to see him. It is suspected, not just by me, but other people have thought the same thing, that this is the opening move in an attempt to prevent Sam Melia from living with his children when he is released, which is a shocking idea. I will say again that I disagree strongly with the sentiments which Sam Melia expressed in the stickers which he encouraged people to put up, but that has nothing to do with anything. There are laws to prevent us from inciting violence or urging illegal actions, but simply expressing the view that you have no time for, or even actually dislike this or that group, shouldn't really be illegal. We all have irrational dislikes, tastes which others do not share. I admit that I myself get pretty ticked off here sometimes when people commenting make sly remarks about small hats, by which they mean Jews, and often I gain the impression that these folk dislike Jews. Do I think, though, that they should be sent to prison for expressing that feeling? Of course not. I hope that people will take an interest in the case of Sam Melia and his daughters, because this is something completely new. The idea that children should be prevented from seeing their parents if the parents express racial prejudice. I rather think that the implications of such a strategy, if it is used elsewhere, are pretty alarming, and we must hope that this is not the opening gambit in some general campaign by social services, the police. I don't know who might be behind it. In the description to this video, I give a link or two about Sam Melia.